What is going on, people? Welcome back to another video of myself, Hoxton. So guys, check it out, I'm in Sheffield. Today I'm actually here to see Rag Parade in Sheffield, who is run by JoJo. Is one of the highly rated experts on vintage clothing in the UK. This guy is an extreme collector. He started his own vintage store, which is across the road there in Sheffield. Watches, trainers, jackets, all sorts. And I'm really excited to be here to show you his store. Initially, I met him at a few events over in London. One was a Stone Island archive event, which was run by Stone Island Talk. And another one was a collectors. There was an archive event and I met him there, and he was such a cool guy. We're going to find out about his history, we're going to find out about how he started, we're going to look at some of his collection. Look at this Stone Island piece here, look at that. It's a nice vintage piece. You can see he's got this Gucci trainers, vintage stuff here, Stone Island, military stuff. So yeah, right, look, I'm getting carried away. We're just going to get inside and we're going to get straight into it, guys. Let's do this. Hey, my man, how's it going?
Hey, how you doing? You all right?
Good. Really good to be here. First, let me
mic me up.
Oh, give you the mic.
Give me the mic, baby.
It's been a hot minute since we had a catch up. The last time I think we met, it was in London, and it was the an archive event set up by Stone Island Talk.
Yeah.
Remember that one?
Yeah. Was it in, like, where was it at?
It was in Bethnal Green. I can't remember the place.
Yeah, I remember.
It was like one big
View was there when you done.
Yeah,
it was it was a good event actually. There's not really been one since, has there? I don't think.
Everyone's been looking for another event, but it hasn't happened.
I can't remember what happened. I think two guys that ran it had a bus up and ended up having a fight or something. Something like that. Yeah, it got a bit emotional, but the best things always do.
The other one where I met you was when they had a archive.
Oh, by Proper Mag, yeah, which was the Massimosti archive.
That was wicked. That was a wicked event.
Yeah, that seems like 2 minutes ago, but it was probably 10 years ago nearly.
That was when I first more or less started YouTube.
Well, maybe 8 years ago then?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And I think you borrowed some of your pieces for the collection, was it?
Oh no, I was just trying to sell shit out of my bag on the floor.
Is that what you were trying to do?
Yeah, I was hustling on the floor, yeah.
You wasn't, mate, you wasn't.
No, seriously, I was...
You were big back then.
No, I had some I took bits down.
Yeah.
I was a bit younger and hungrier then. And I had certain people lined up, and I remember I sold the 1950s Gab jacket to someone.
What?
And I sold some vintage CP in Stone Island. I was hustling on the floor. Street level, baby.
Original hustler right here, man. I don't really do stores like this anymore, and I quite like it. I quite like that there's every corner, there's potentially something to find, and it's... How did this all start, JoJo, man? A quick cut to the video, because just to let you guys know that this video has been brought to you by Louisa Via Roma, so a big thanks for them for sponsoring this video. Trust me, without Louisa Via Roma, this video wouldn't be possible. So with that being said, let's get straight on to letting you know more about Louisa Via Roma. They've actually got 10% off if you download their app, which is only happening for a short time only. I'll put a direct link in the description box below, so if you want to check that out, you can go ahead and do that. Louisa Via Roma offers a wide selection of luxury fashion for women, men, and also for kids. And they've got some of the top brands all around the world, and they do worldwide shipping as well. They've actually got thousands of items for both men and women, and the great thing about them, it's for all different budgets as well. Their spring summer selections have just arrived, so it's worth checking out some of their latest brands. They also specialize in homeware brands and kidswear as well, which not a lot of people know, so it's perfect for things like gifts. Their buyers are always looking for undercover finds with unique and up and coming designers, again for all different budgets. I'll put all the information in the description box below, so guys, if you want to find out more, I'll leave it there for you. But now back to the video.
All by accident, really. Yeah. Well, I rented a little shop in Sheffield city centre, like a rail like that, like a 6 foot rack off someone, and I paid 50 quid a week, and then I'd be working full time in a kitchen, and then every time I'd be out hunting and then stacking the rail up, and then all of a sudden I was making more money off this little 6 foot rail than I was working, so I was like, oh, maybe transition, and then got a little shop in town, had that for 3 years, and then moved here 8 years ago. So we've been going 11 years in total in April. Wow. So quite a while, I think. Right. So you're originally from Sheffield? No, I'm from Matlock in Derbyshire, which is like an hour that way, in the middle of nowhere.
Okay. So
I'm from the town, man.
Yeah. Wow, okay.
Yeah, but I grew up skateboarding, so I always had a close connection with Sheffield and other neighbouring cities, but I always kind of made the most friends in Sheffield and found it quite a nice, friendly city. So
how did the vintage start? How did you get into it?
Oh, so my mum's an antique dealer, so I grew up like going around second-hand shops and antique fairs and markets and stuff like that. So I was always sort of into second-hand stuff. And then growing up, like my mum would always get me like an old Burberry shirt off the car boot, or at the time it weren't very glamorous. It was like, I want the new shit that everyone else has got. But then as I grew up, I looked at the quality, and so it was like, I suppose it resonated with me eventually. It caught up with me. So I've always kind of been around that sort of buy, sell, trade, ideology.
When did you realise that you could actually turn this into like, start flipping and become a hustler like 50 Cent? When did that happen?
Well, I think it was actually already in me because I was always doing it from a kid. So like even from like being 11, 12, 13, I was always down at the skate park with my t-shirts laid out, trying to sell them and always trying to sell something. So I've been doing it since a kid. And then obviously I just turned it into more of a legitimate job as time went on. And then I think I got more focused on specialist stuff. I had a few magazines and a few books and a few bits, and I did some research. And obviously at the time there weren't really much information out there. You had to learn from people. So I just learned from other people, older people that have been doing it a long time, and just sort of got better knowledge and found better and rarer pieces, I suppose.
What's this jacket that you're wearing now?
This is an old Stone Island marina jacket, like they call it the sailcloth. So it's like a cotton that's resin coated, and then I think they must wash it, and it creates this really unique look. And then I imagine it's resist dyed here, on the bits with the colours. And then this is just an old US Marine Corps shirt, herringbone.
How old is that?
That's like 1940s, yeah.
And the jacket is, what you say?
Yeah, this one's 80s, like mid-80s, like 80. I can't remember the exact year because I'm not that bothered about stuff like that, but I think it's 84, 85, like that.
What's like some of your top favourite stuff that you have in store at the moment?
Yeah, there's a mix really, like there's some interesting pieces like dotted around everywhere, yeah. So this is pretty nice. This is a 60s Levi's, but really hard to find it in such pristine condition unworn from the 60s. It's pretty cool in like a dark indigo. And then that's a 70s one, so that's the same jacket but 10 years later, but also mint unworn.
So you're saying this is from the 60s?
Yeah.
But the condition is just like, it's still new?
Yeah, that's the hard thing to find, yeah. Wow. Actually the same jacket is that's a 60s one as well, but that's it after, that's obviously, you usually find them like that or worse. So
is that, correct me if I'm wrong, is that not a different denim, or you're saying...
It's the same denim, it's just more, that's how it's washed. 4 batteries for that thing, 4 batteries. It's pretty crazy. It's cool though.
Is that from the 1900s, yeah?
No, 2017 I think it was when it done. I got this pretty cool Louis Vuitton case from the 1930s, but really nice condition with the clean monogram across LV. That was actually invented by his son, which is quite interesting. Not Louis Vuitton himself. That print. He wanted to make it more recognisable, and I believe it's like the most recognised print in the world. But yeah, it's just super cool piece. I got into luggage a few years ago and managed to buy some pretty cool pieces. I sold quite a lot of it. Quite rare to find one that's monogram repeat print, but this is a really big size one. It's all the original condition. I've not restored it at all. And that's a motoring trunk that would have been on the back of a car, so like a really early Bentley or something like that. Usually these are in like a plain, either dark green or a plain black, so to find a printed one is pretty rare. I mean, this exact one actually came from, I think it went through Bonhams at one point. I ended up swapping it with some other stuff with a guy I know in London. But yeah, pretty cool find. We've got this available at the minute, which is an old Holdall, which has still got the little leather tab and the luggage labels. Pretty cool. From like the 1980s. Wow. I think they called it a Sirius case, this one. But these are pretty cool. I mean, I could sell this one today, 650 quid. I mean, I've got stuff dating back like really old, but I mean, I suppose the oldest thing at the minute will be this, which is an English waistcoat. And this is from like the 1850s. So it's like, over 170 years old. And this would be from an era where the waistcoat was like the showpiece. So in this era in England, it was like, you wouldn't wear this every day. That would be a piece that you'd wear. Statement piece, like your Sunday best, like, and the waistcoat would be like the talking point, like the focal point. And then we've got like a lot of stuff like, similar eras or like, old stuff. But as you can imagine, it's not the most commercial. So this is quite an early piece. This is a First World War Royal Navy dress jacket, which is pretty cool with all the gold braiding and stuff. That's quite cool. Wow. And this is another old piece, a bit of a dark piece. This was controversial when we posted it online, but this is a straight jacket from a British mental institute which we've had before, but this one's really heavily used, which is quite dark. Yeah. But it's a piece of history.
Why was it made with such good quality?
I suppose so you couldn't bust out of it. Yeah. And these are early designs by Vivienne Westwood. Right. And Vivienne Westwood, her designs later went on to Boy, and then Boy reproduced them. Mm-hmm. And these are the first ones that Boy ever did. This is like one of the first ever prints, and these were on the wall in the shop. Yeah. Oh yeah. I can show you some Belstaff pieces. So this is like pretty much this whole rack is like Belstaff jackets, different eras. So like. So we've got like Trial Masters, got different colours. There's red ones, which are quite rare. Them ones were only tended to be made for pro trials riders back in the day. Wow. There's old Barbers up here as well, and then we've got some contemporary Belstaff pieces in the shop as well. So this is a Belstaff from the 1950s. This is like the start of the Trial Master.
Wax jacket?
Yeah, wax jacket.
It feels amazing.
Yeah, heavyweight wax, really good quality. And then this is the label that they call the checkered flag label. Oh. So you got the checkered flag there, Trial Master. Wow. And if you notice as well, this jacket, there's no branding whatsoever. Yeah. So it's completely unbranded, built for motorcycle use. And then the badge came in later in the 60s. And then what's really interesting when you get into the 80s, when they was obviously trying to brand more, you get jackets that have got badges on both arms. And that was for, apparently anyway, when you was in the sat in traffic, no matter what side you were sat on the traffic in the motorbike, you was in the middle of the lanes, they could see what brand the jacket was from either side in the cars. Right. So it was like a good bit of advertising for them.
It reminds me of a Visu.
Yeah, that's what the Visu based stuff off. Yeah, so these are like the original one from the 50s. So used to be when you went to Japan, so post-war, these were really popular. And people would bring them home for presents, and they're often reversible. And usually show the country of origin. So inside it's beautiful, with Japan on the inside, the tigers. Yeah, so there's loads of work in these. Like this one's not so collectible because of the size; it's quite a small one. But the bigger the size, like anything like sneakers and stuff, it tends to become more desirable, collectible. Yeah, these are pretty cool. I bought all these CP company bags, all dead stock. Wow. Yeah, they've got like vintage ones. There's different styles. This is pretty cool. Yeah, got quite a lot of them. This is pretty nice. I actually left it completely as I found it off the guy. But this is an old CP company from the 1980s. It's actually in the Massimo Ossi book. Wow. A little bit dusty. But yeah, this is pretty cool. And then the guy I bought it off, he's even got his tags on from the antique fair from when he last wore it in 1999. Classic CP styling with like the baggy cut. But yeah.
They don't make them like this.
Oh no, this is the old 80s. They have done some good stuff recently though, yeah. Yeah, this is a wicked piece.
Wow, man.
I don't know actually, I mean, I don't think crazy, because I think the collecting world is more into like the Milli Migula and things like, Stone Iron jackets and stuff, but right. I think stuff like this is like some of the best stuff. Yeah, it's probably still got some good value, but like not like, it's not insane, like, like it probably should be, but I think, young people want stuff that's very obvious, This is even though this is pretty loud, it's quite subtle.
Craftsmanship, like even putting this in there, it takes effort to do it. It takes effort to put all of that in there, and the stitching and
it's amazing
material.
And then it would all be garment dyed at a hot temperature, right. And then obviously the contrasting materials takes the dye differently. So that's when you end up with, like, for example, the 3 different colours. Yeah, and then obviously over time it sort of evolves and changes and fades again. Yeah, this is pretty cool. This is one of my favourites actually. I wear this quite a lot. So this is CP Company Milli Migula jacket from 1989 from the race. So obviously Massimo first designed that jacket in '88 for the race. Yeah. Again, inspired by the Swiss jacket, taking elements from there and incorporating the goggle hood. What I love about this one is over the years, obviously the hoods got lost and they've took one from a different jacket. So I was going to mess around and try and find the correct hood, but I actually kind of like the contrast. Yeah, so it's part of the story. But yeah, and originally it would have had the Raso Gamato, which is like a polyurethane coating to the inside, and obviously over time and use it kind of degrades and crumbles. This one's like all washed out, but it's such a nice, nice floppy fit. They're a wicked jacket. Yeah.
You wear it so well as well. That suits your style, everything.
Scruffy style, baby. This is a hand painted one. Yeah. It's not that old. It's from like, probably when about around 15 years ago or something, maybe a bit longer. But I just love this jacket. This is amazing that they developed. And they did it in different lengths. There's a longer Parker version, and there's And there's also like a trench coat in double-breasted. I saw a guy come in once in this green one that was like to the floor, which is incredible. Like, yeah, he didn't want to sell it, but yeah, wicked piece. How you doing, man?
All right, thank you.
Nice.
It's just the man I want to see.
Nice. Have you got some money for me, sir?
Yeah.
I'm only joking. This is fucking nice. So, this is these are 1960s Belstaff Sammy Miller jackets. Sammy Miller was a famous British motorcycle trials rider throughout the 60s,
Right.
and he was endorsed by Belstaff at the time. And they actually, yeah, this jacket was always either in black traditionally, but for the trials riders they made these in the eye-catching colours. So it's pretty cool. Like this one would have been started out bright red, and you can see how it's evolved over time.
Leather though, right?
No, this is wax. They're both wax, but just such high quality.
I
Yeah.
can't get over the quality of it.
Oh yeah, they're
like leather.
Yeah, they're really good. Cool shop in Tokyo, sneaker shop.
I love Tokyo, man.
Yeah.
Where was
cool.
that?
That was in where was that? Shimikitazawa. I can't say it, but
Right.
Shima.
Definitely haven't been there.
The shop's called Soma anyway, but I can't pronounce the name.
Right.
I'll tell you, it's an SOE that.
Yeah.
Ridiculously rare that. Like, yeah. Yo, welcome back to Rag Parade TV. Oh, can I show you? This has got a swear word on it as well. Can we use it or not?
Go on.
This is the start of this is like the start of me getting into clothes properly. I had this made.
So this is how it all started.
But yeah, but it was, and to save money, it was H8, I hate Ashley Davis. And I just thought, beautiful piece, man. Right, so we're going to get into a little bit more Belstaff now, dog. Word of mouth, I got some crazy stuff out here. No, right, so basically, we're going back into the realm of Belstaff. Okay. This is a smock from the 1960s called the Belstaff Dalesman. They actually first started making it in the 50s. Yeah, classic with the contrast lining, which is obviously a mountaineering smock. They've actually reissued that this season. Pretty cool piece.
That's Belstaff?
Yeah, Belstaff, yeah. So that's quite a cool piece. And I'll show you a few from my own collection. So this is different, but yeah, this one is this is a Chris Belstaff mountain parka, and you notice they switched up the badge with the mountain range and the phoenix behind it, which is pretty cool. And it's from the 1970s. So this is like a cotton parka with a contrast cotton lining. And then they also did variations of this jacket. So they did these ones, which are like a Gore-Tex fabric. And there's different lengths, so they did it in green and they did it in blue. Oh, sorry, yeah. So they did a green one, a blue one, and they also did an orange one. And I've actually got one new old stock here with a tag, so you get to see like some photographs from the range and how he's approved it and stuff. So Belstaff, obviously, they're the sort of things they made back in the day.
Yeah.
Well, another piece from my collection, which is really super rare. So this is actually modified, and this is a piece from World War II. Which is a SOE suit that's been chopped down into a jacket, and it has pockets on the side. So the SOE, if you don't know who they were Special Operations Executive. That's what it stands for, and they were basically like I don't know, they're like the most badass. So they would fly into enemy lands, and the idea was they'd jump in and they'd have like underneath there'd be like a spy basically to gain information, usually bilingual, speak multiple languages. And this suit was a camouflage oversuit that they'd wear when they jumped. And the idea, the leg pocket had a fold-up spade, a shovel. So the idea was once they landed on the land, they'd dig a hole, bury the suit, and then and it'd just be gone. So that's why they're so rare, because obviously most of them were buried. And then they'd have their gear on, the flash spy gear, you know, the shirt and all that, and they'd sneak into enemy lands and, you know, get the information sort of thing. But then this is obviously a rare survivor that's been later modified, maybe during the war, or it could be post-war, and someone's made it into a jacket, which is pretty cool. So maybe an officer or for someone that was that needed a use. But yeah, it's a really unusual camouflage printed on this heavy canvas. But yeah, this is like such a rare thing to still be here, because obviously most of them were dug up. Yeah, so that's quite fun. Yeah, so we always keep like a healthy range, and it's a quite fast turnaround. So we have everything from old to new. So things like this piece. The classic sweatshirt with the multi pockets, and then we have older pieces. Like this is a piece we just bought yesterday off someone, which is a down piece in a 3XL, which is quite good. Old bits of Bonneville, like this is an old Bonneville from 1980s.
Tell me a bit about the history of Bonneville.
Yeah, Bonneville was one of Massimo Osti's companies that he also did as like a bit of a side project. It wasn't massively successful at the time, and I think it's actually been relaunched recently. and I don't know how that's going. You don't really see too much from them. Right. Yeah, this is a pretty classic piece of Stone Island with a belt. Pretty cool. Really nice piece. I've actually sold this. Yeah, with a toggle at the back. I've actually sold that piece twice. And then, you know, we always have things like CP Company goggle jackets. That's pretty. I can see you in that.
Yeah.
That's a Hox piece. Yeah. That's for the Hox dog. Oh, I'll show you a nice old CP bit. Let's have a look. Oh, it's just like badges from the British Army. So it's like all the cap badges and stuff, all the different regiments. This is an old. Funnily enough, I bought this back the other day. We had a load of these. There's a guy found a whole load of them dead stock. These are from 1992, designed by Massimo Osti, ideas from Osti, and they have a removable lining that you can also wear as like a separate little jacket. I think the way it's discoloured is like the resin coated lining, which is sort of degrading a little bit. But yeah, it looks quite cool.
I like it, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, this is pretty nice. This is an old David TC bit, and it's really nice details actually. Yeah, the way
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, I love this fabric as well. It's so hard wearing. Yeah, so we always have a healthy selection, and then like little bits from like, you know, from shirting to knitwear to t-shirts. Yeah, so I've always championed the brand because, and this is the first fabric. This is actually from the second season. So this is a 1983 piece. With the lobster clips, which you find on US Navy jackets. I'll reach up and grab that actually to show you a little bit more detail. So that's one of the really early pieces that the collectors call it the hand stitch badge. I mean, it's clearly done on a machine, but they call it a hand stitch badge because it's a bit more basic and naive done. And that's a pretty cool piece. And it's got reflective strips on it, but that's the start of the brand with the Isola di Pietra in the neck tag.
So was this one of the early?
Yeah, it's the second year. Yeah, so it started in '82. This is from '83, yes. And then later on, you went into the ice jacket, which was a thermosensitive colour change jacket.
Has it lost its colour now?
Yeah, I think it has. Yeah, for the time. Yeah, but it's quite a nice style that. I actually swapped some. I think I swapped a watch for that. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty cool piece. I thought that'd sell straight away, but still got it, baby. Can't win them all.
And also recently, you was involved with Belstaff over in central London. You was doing a big talk for them, right?
Oh yeah, because they recently did their book, on the 100th anniversary. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah.
How did that all go?
Yeah, it was good. So we rented them a lot of items for their book, for their archive section. Then they did an interview with us, and then they kindly asked us to go down and do the talk at the Regent Street store. Yeah, so it's pretty good. Yeah.
So are you saying some of your collection is in?
Yeah. Oh, you can see. Yeah, the book. I think we've got a copy here. Yeah. Yeah. So there's a few bits. Yeah. So you can have a look in here. So it's pretty cool. It features everyone from motorcycle riders to collectors to So what's quite nice is when it's part of my collection.
That's it there, isn't it?
This one's that's not actually my one, but very similar. Yeah. Right. But it says here, look, part of JoJo Algarisi's archive, Rag Parade. So it's quite nice. So they give me a nod on each piece.
That's such an honour, isn't it?
Yeah, and then there's a bit of a section on the shop and stuff, which is quite cool as well.
He's amazing.
But yeah, it's a really good book.
I need to get this book.
Yeah, it's thick.
I need to get this.
Yeah, Belstaff, sort out Hoxton.
Yeah. My man JoJo put the request in, didn't
There you go. So yeah, they did like a little interview with us and stuff.
Wow.
And then this is an old jacket from my collection from the 30s, which is a pretty cool label, which is the bell and the staff. Yeah, so this is a recent haul. We've sold a few pairs, but these all came out of an old shop that we discovered. Well, actually, our friend discovered it, and then he sold them as all. But these are all out of Europe. So this is quite an interesting brand called Brutin from West Germany, which is like an unheard brand, but really cool 70s trainers. Yeah. And then there's Adidas. This is a pair called Nebraska, new old sock in the box. Yeah, so this is like a recent discovery. Wow. I've actually got a lot more pairs that I just haven't unboxed yet. There's about 80 pairs in total. Yeah, and they don't even have to be that old for that to happen. Yeah. So that can be a bit of a pain, but.
And it's like literally you've just lost the stock then, really, isn't it?
Yeah, so like, and then customers, even like guys coming back, grown men with their mums, saying, well, they've bought these trainers and they've fallen to bits. I'm like, yeah, well.
Is that Mum, I told you, I'm on my yard, I don't need to come with me.
Yeah, that's happened a few times. This is a cool piece. This is dead stock from the 1940s, and it's a French motorcycle jacket. Called the M38 motorcycle jacket, but beautiful curved design. It
did have a beautiful.
Yeah, you can see this referenced by lots of different designers. Like we've had Burberry pieces that have been inspired by this pattern, and CP Company pieces and stuff. Yeah, it was beautiful stiff fabric, really nice piece actually. Yeah, very utilitarian.
Very cool.
Yeah. What else?
And do you have any vintage Burberry stuff in?
Yeah, I've got quite a bit. Like, I mean, we sometimes get really old stuff. We always carry a classic selection of raincoats and trenches, like this one's from the 1980s, and then we've got double-breasted ones, single, old cashmere ones. This one's actually by Aquascutum. Yeah, so we always have like a healthy range. This one's actually still with the original tags from the 80s. Yeah, so we always carry a stock of them. How you doing, sir?
Hiya.
Nice to see you.
I brought my carer with me to make sure you don't take.
Advantage of you. And I only had one bite of your sandwich, sir. How's life on the boat?
Good. Oh,
The richest man in Sheffield, right here. Yeah, man. He lives on a boat, man, and he had to rebuild the fucker, didn't you? Yeah, he actually did. But he's like, I can't buy much because on the boat you don't really hold stock.
yeah.
You have to get rid of it. You know what I mean? 'Cause it's like there's not much space on a boat. Sweat you for the kettle.
No.
Come on, that's a good deal. I'll give you a bit of cash on top to get a taxi home, a boat home.
A boat.
That's a proper 60s one. Nice. You don't work here, by the way.
Your commission.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it's my first day's work experience, so please buy something.
Yeah. That is good, that. But then if you want to look at our contemporary stuff, like CP, Stone Island, that sort of stuff, our page is called Probably Worn Before.
On Instagram?
Yeah, on
Oh,
Instagram.
so you've got another page?
Yeah, another page which is like,
Hidden page.
yeah, hidden page, which is like the stuff from like the, you know, from the the modern stuff basically, like the 80s, 90s, 2000s stuff. Just to separate them, because some people are into one, some people are into both. So there's two pages. It was previously named Rag Parade Contemporary.
Yeah. Mate, we've really enjoyed it. We'll probably come back in another 10 years. As you've got, and we'll do a remake video, you know?
Yeah. Oh, hopefully be retired by then. Thank you very much. Respect.
Man.
Nice one. Cheers.